All right, let's just dive right in. We're going to pull back the curtain on your digital life, and trust me, we're going to investigate a hidden world you probably had no idea you were even creating.
So, did you know you have a digital ghost? I'm serious. This isn't just some sci-fi concept. It's totally real, and every single one of us has one. Think of it like a silent shadow that follows you everywhere you go online. So, what exactly is this thing?
Well, this ghost is basically the sum total of everything you do online. Every single click is like an echo. Every search you make is a whisper. And all those things, the social media posts, that shopping cart you abandoned, those weird late night searches, yeah, they all get woven together to paint this surprisingly detailed picture of exactly who you are.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's talk about the haunted web. We're going to explore this spectral presence that you're creating online, how it's actually built.
So, you might be asking, who's actually collecting all these ghostly traces? Well, meet the data brokers. You can think of them as these phantom collectors, these kind of creepy librarians of the internet. They're just meticulously gathering every single little data point to weave together a complete digital profile of you. And the kicker? They sell it.
But it's not just brokers who are interested in these digital ghosts. There's another group, the digital detectives. This is where we meet the ghost hunters and their seriously high-tech gear. They're basically chasing criminals through all the ones and zeros. Okay, so the number one most sacred rule for these digital detectives is do no harm. You can't just boot up a suspect's computer. No way. Every single click, every little action, it changes the data. It contaminates the crime scene. So what do? They use these special tools called write blockers. These things let them create a perfect forensic image, a perfect clone of the drive, making sure the original evidence is preserved, completely untouched. But what about when the bad guy hits delete? You think the evidence is gone, right? Wrong. This is where a super cool technique called file carving comes in. It's basically the digital version of archaeology. Analysts literally dig through the raw data looking for file structures even long after they've been deleted from the system. So how does this even work? It's actually fascinating. The software completely ignores the file system, the part of the computer that tells you this file isn't here anymore. Instead, it scans the raw data of the drive itself. It's looking for known headers and footers, which are like the digital bookends of a file. For example, it'll find the specific code that signals the start of a JPEG image, and then the code that signals the end, and it just rebuilds the file from all those digital fragments it finds in between. It's literally bringing data back from the dead. Now, to do all this incredible work, these detectives have a whole software arsenal. You've got tools like EnCase, which, encases evidence like a burrito. Then there's FTK, which is kind of like the Swiss Army nerd for this stuff. It does fast keyword searching and file carving. And you've even got free open source tools like Autopsy, which performs a friendly autopsy on dead data. These are the real tools of the trade. All right, enough of the theory. Let's get to the good stuff. Cases from the crypt. This is where we see how digital detectives use this tech to solve real-world crimes that might have otherwise just disappeared. Check out this ransomware case. It's 3:03 a.m. A hacker gets in through a remote desktop and boom, deploys ransomware, encrypting everything. It looks like a perfect, untraceable crime. But then, an analyst is digging through the logs and finds something. A VPN log with a single, tiny typo in the username. And that one little mistake, that was everything. It linked the hacker directly to a forum post where they'd used the exact same misspelled username. Just like that, case closed. And this just goes to show you, hackers can be incredibly smart, but they're also human. And you know what humans do? They make mistakes. And sometimes they just love to brag. And the stories just get crazier. We've seen investigators debunk a deepfake just by analyzing the video's metadata, proving it was edited after the fact. And my absolute favorite, they solved a huge IP theft case because they found file access logs and a folder on the guy's computer named, I kid you not, definitely_not stolen code. You just can't make this stuff up. Okay, so this is where the story takes a really important turn. The ghost's double life. Because it turns out, it's not just the detectives who are watching. So who else is watching your ghost? Well, the answer brings us right back to those phantom collectors we talked about earlier. The data brokers. See, while a detective is looking for evidence of a crime, a data broker is looking for evidence of a customer. And this is the core of it, the really crucial part. Your digital ghost is leading a double life. On one hand, you have the ghost for detectives. It's evidence of a crime.
and its use is governed by strict laws. But on the other hand, you have the ghost for brokers, and for them, it's just a profile for sale in a market that is largely and frighteningly unregulated.
To really get the difference, you have to understand a legal concept called chain of custody. This is an absolutely meticulous, unbroken, documented history of every single person who handled a piece of evidence. When they touched it, where, why, everything. If that chain is broken, even for a moment, that evidence becomes inadmissible. It gets thrown right out of court. So that super strict standard exists for a reason, to protect people and ensure the integrity of the evidence. Now, think about this. What kind of chain of custody exists for your personal data when it's sold to a data broker? The simple answer is, there isn't one. It's a stark contrast. It's a world that operates almost completely without those same legal and ethical rules. Okay, I know this all sounds a little spooky, maybe even a bit overwhelming, but here's the good news. You are not powerless here. We're going to talk about how you can actually tame your digital ghost and take back control. So let's talk about a little digital exorcism. These are practical things you can do, like right now. First, go into your Google and Facebook settings and set your search history to auto-delete. It's a simple toggle. Second, start using a VPN. It encrypts your traffic and masks your location, basically giving your ghost a disguise. Third, prune your old accounts. We all have them. Go delete them. And while you're at it, review the app permissions on your phone. And finally, use email aliases for signups. It's a great way to protect your main inbox. And seriously, when you're looking at those app permissions, pay extra close attention to location tracking. Some of these apps are tracking you 24/7. Yeah, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when the app is closed. It literally takes 30 seconds to go in and switch that off, and it's such a powerful move. Look, at the end of the day, this isn't about being paranoid. Good data hygiene isn't just about security. It's more like tending to your digital garden. You're just pruning away the stuff you don't need anymore, promoting your own well-being. It's about taking back a little bit of control. So think about it like this. Your digital story is being written every single day. The only question left is, who's holding the pen?